I grew up in Brooklyn with my mom, while my dad lived in Harlem. Those places are in the same city, but the distance feels great when you're a little kid. So I only ended up seeing my father on some weekends and some summers. I felt his absence especially when months would go by with no contact. But right away, after I was born, he had a new wife, and 2 years later, a new son. I guess that kept him pretty busy, and I had to look for other male influences in my life. My mom was a single mom taking care of me in the house. Me being the only male in the house, and me having a little sister, and me having a mom, I felt that I had nobody else to connect to. Because they were both women. I mean, they were both females, and I'm a male. So it's like, I kind of felt that, I kind of felt that it was something that was incomplete.
I think you had male role models, but do I think that they could have done better? Yeah, I think you've known some males, but have they been role models? No.
Well, name some male role models in my life.
Well, there's always my brother Thomas, but he lives in Connecticut. He's too far away. You have my Uncle Sam.
So do you think my father could have done better with being in my life?
Oh, yes, definitely. I'm a little upset about that. I'll be honest with you. I feel he should have given you the opportunities he gave his stepchildren and his other children. I think what he did as a father was an injustice to you.
But I would spend more time with you. I think that's what I didn't do. I didn't spend a lot of time with you. I think that me being selfish, I'm not gonna take all the blame, but I do blame some things on myself that I was very selfish. I put work in front of everything.
I think my childhood would have been better with him being in my life, especially like with dealing with people. If he was there, it would have been different. I would have been more into sports, and I think I would have been very different from what I am now. Since I was raised mainly by women, I truly appreciate my male friends. And when we get together, we sometimes touch on how present or not our fathers are in our lives.
I mean, when I was littler, like when I was a toddler, he was around a lot. But then when I got into like my like 8 and up, he kind of like drifted off a little.
He's always at home because he's not working, and he's out there for me. Like if I need help with homework, he's very smart at math. So like I'm actually glad to have him around in the family.
Because like I don't disrespect my father. I do have respect for him because he's the working man of the house. So he's the one that provides the money and he pays the bill and stuff. So like he's not in my life at all because I barely see to be honest, I don't really see my father every day, even though we live in the same house.
My father is a good dad. He's like always in my life. He works hard to put food on the table. I mean, he spends like a lot of time working, but it's for the best for me.
I think it's dads who don't spend as much time with their kids nowadays. It's like everything has changed so much. Men used to be men back then. It's not like these fake men nowadays. I was a man at our house for 17 years until my mom met Kenny. Kenny is my mom's fiance or boyfriend, I don't know. He moved in us in 2009, so he's been living here ever since. And there's some things about him that I just don't agree with at all. Right now I'm 17, so it's like I feel I'm old enough to go in my own direction now.
I think he could have been a good male role model for you and Angelique. I think that he has a lot of experience that I've shielded y'all from. That I think that given opportunity, he could explain things that I can never explain because I wasn't there. I haven't been places he's been. I have not lived the life that he lived. You as a young male, him being a man, that's that little silent line that y'all have to go through on your own. I can't go through it with you. It's like y'all understand each other in a way that I can't.
It took me a while to get adjusted to his presence there. That tension I was building up turned into the problem that happened in December. We got into a fight. My dad got involved, and we had to talk about it that Saturday. But before we had to talk after the fight, I was still walked to the park that I jogged at. I took the camera and then I started talking about the situation. And, you know, I felt better to get out the house when I got to the park. And that's why I like going to like the park, Marine Park. I also like going to the park and like, you know, sitting there. It was so peaceful. I was able to like regroup my thoughts. I was able to feel better about myself, you know.
I just think you have endurance. I think you have the strength.
You know, I think you turn out to be an excellent man. And I'm not taking all the credit out there. Give your mother the credit because I think she did a lot. But you turned out beautiful.